Before you send that next proposal, make sure you watch this video. Dov Gordon here, the Alchemist Entrepreneur, and I want to help you avoid some very common mistakes that people make when sending a proposal. And this is fresh. I just got a post in our private client-only forum from a client who was a mediator, professional mediator, and she was approached by the owner of a very nice-sized private business. Good business, I don't know which one, but that's what she tells me. And he's looking for some help with issues related to passing the business on to the next generation. And they had a call or two. I don't remember all the details. I'm going to read to you her post, and then I'm going to read to you my response. And I'll perhaps add a little bit of commentary, because what happens is that there are things that you know, but it's very likely that you're not seeing them in the moment. And I want to help you see them in the moment. And if you find this helpful, just leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow me if you wherever you might see this, because you'll probably enjoy some of the other things we share as well. Based on our conversation, talking about, I think with us, I called back the prospect, the family business owner, and said that I would do a proposal for an assessment, as that should be the first step. He agreed. He seemed a little more distant during this call as compared to the first one, so I suspect that he's talking to other people, which he said he would. I sent the proposal and followed up a week later. He said that he was, quote, still working on getting a consensus, end quote. With his children, I assume. It's common that people who are in conflict have trouble agreeing on an advisor. My instinct is to leave this alone and not follow up, but that seems wrong. Isn't the advice to keep following up? Let me read my response. I said, hi, and I'm quoting her, what she wrote. He said that he was still working on getting a consensus, end quote, with his children, I assume. And here's my point. Anytime it is possible that what a potential client, a prospect says means something else, it's really best that you ask to be sure. So I would say, Bob, just to be sure I'm following, consensus with who about what? Okay. And it's really key, because it really would have influenced how things develop. Here's where asking that question could have made such a difference, I wrote. Suppose he would have said, yes, consensus with my kids about who is best to lead us through this. What that means is that his kids have a strong influence on the buyer, the decision maker, about hiring her or someone else, right? And it could actually be that they are the decision maker here. Right? They might be the real buyers here, and you can never submit a proposal until you're talking to the real decision maker. So you'd want to talk with them before submitting the proposal. See that? Now, if he had responded with that before you've even submitted the proposal, then you could have just then suggested that the three of you or the four of you or whatever it is, why don't you get on a video call for about an hour so that I can hear from everybody involved, and then they'll have a chance to meet me, and then they can make their decision based on having met me. And then, because you and I got along well, if you're trying to achieve consensus, they should have the same opportunity that you had, shouldn't they? Buyer, right? Owner. Now, and I wrote to her also, maybe you didn't know, right? At the time you submitted the proposal, you didn't know that the children would be involved, right? But she did write to me that often kids, when there's a conflict, all the parties have to come together to agree on who they're going to actually hire to work with them. So it's happened other times, so she needs to be prepared for this. And you need to recognize what are the patterns that happen, what are the things that happen again and again, and preempt it. So, don't submit that proposal, I told her, again, until you ask, well, who else is going to be involved? Often, I would simply say that. I'd say often in a conflict situation, the people on the other side of the table really need to be involved in deciding who you are going to work with to mediate. Why don't I have a call with them as well? I can talk to them separately or everybody together, whatever you think makes the most sense. And then you kind of drive towards what makes the most sense. So that's for next time, right? That's for next time. Also for next time, I pointed out that before you ever submit a proposal, you really want to have agreement as to, okay, I'll submit the proposal by this time, and then we're going to agree, we're going to talk or meet to review it this day, this time. Okay, so really important to do that. What could she do now, having, let's just say, missed some of those cues, some of those opportunities? What could she do now? So what I wrote is, this is what I suggested. I said, well, I would email him or call him and perhaps not even mention the proposal. I'd simply offer to have a call with him and the key family members, something that would help them all become comfortable with moving ahead with her. So the same type of thing that she could have suggested earlier, you really could just go ahead and suggest it right now. And she replied saying, that's a really good idea. She sees now how she does these types of things in her work, her mediation work. She easily recognizes these little subtle conversational leadership geographic dynamics, as we call them. But for some reason, when it comes to selling, she doesn't see it as clearly. And it's very likely that type of thing is true for you as well. You're probably really good at what you do, but sometimes you stumble over these types of the structures here. And that's why I was hoping you'd watch this all the way through to be a little bit more aware so that you're ready for next time. Dov Gordon here from dovegordon.net, the Alchemist Entrepreneur. And I want to suggest that you go and have a look at dovegordon.net/force, FORCE, because you, a force to be reckoned with. That's that's me working with you to put in place the foundational elements to ensure you have a consistent flow of ideal clients. Go have a look, dovegordon.net/force. It's the things that most of us just kind of push past. We think we took care of it. We think we have it, but you don't. If you don't yet have a consistent flow of ideal clients, these are the things that we cover. Have a look and be in touch. Let me know if you need any help.